Так, дубль 2. Может, хоть сейчас все будет хорошо. Не буду, конечно, загадывать. Контроллер был отключен. Начни свой день. С отключения контроллера. О. Спасибо, игра.
What luck! What a miracle! One moment I was rushing into the fetid tonsils of that horrible monster. The next, I was plummeting downwards to the jungle floor beyond its reach. I prayed I would land on something soft.
Perhaps your head.
But nothing could have prepared me for what was about to unfold. An epic saga of pride, power, and revolution. A struggle for freedom, the likes of which our world has never seen. And it happened like this.
Да норм все будет, Мартин, не переживай. Сейчас уже лучше. Ай, не сглазим, блин. Эпизод 2. Порабощение менквов. О, вот и менк пробежал.
Who were those strange, gentle monsters who towered above me? I could only guess they were the lost tribe of the Menkf, an earlier race of people. But why were they so fearful of those ancient gates that lay just beyond their village? And why did they seem to recognize me? Why?
Смешно.
Yes, I'm also wondering why.
Ну а как же, генерал? Who was I to question such things? Trapped as I was deep underground. I was more curious, I must admit, about the location of little Orpheus.
О, менк. Здорово. Сюда.
You talk of a great city, a mighty power. Yet your nymph squatted like savages in huts at its boundary.
They did. And the answer to that mystery lay beyond my grasp at that point. Because it was a wonder, it truly was.
Ой, прикольно у них озвучка у этих менков. Ну хоть теперь явиснет, слава богу.
The lost city of Agartha. I hope I may one day see it myself.
Oh, General, if only you could. Unfortunately, as I shall explain, should you seek Agartha now, you wouldn't find it. It has been utterly destroyed.
шарика.
Utterly destroyed?
Utterly, General, a tragic loss.
A convenient loss.
I imagine archaeologists weeping as I tell you. But most importantly, before we continue, you must understand one crucial fact about its destruction.
Which is?
It wasn't my fault.
Паркур? Ну, хоть теперь не лагает. Бэмс. Ой, водолазы пришли. Страшно.
Those poor, unfortunate Menkf, trapped and kidnapped and dragged away only to return as vicious foot soldiers to some unknown tyrant. And yet, there was something familiar about the shtukova they were forced to wear on their heads, which I was sure were being used to control and enslave them.
And what was that?
General, it curiously resembled the radio sets I used to tinker with as a child.
Radio sets.
It was very curious.
It was very curious.
It was extremely curious.
Закрыто. Играем в шарики. Дверка открывается. Секция по заявкам. Но вот честно, мне их жалко. Да нет там никого, братан, ты чё?
An ancient technological metropolis, powered by a glowing resin, carved from the very earth?
A glowing resin carved from the very earth. Do you see, General?
I fear you are about to enlighten me.
Little Orpheus must have been drained by the impact, but whoever had stolen it and brought it here was no doubt planning to use the Agarthan resin to charge up the atomic bomb, restoring the device to its full potential. What sort of man would come up with such a monstrously reckless scheme?
Perhaps the type of man who has such limited understanding of atomic energy that he thinks an ancient metropolis can be powered by shiny marbles.
Опля. Покатили. Дверка открывайся. Ну чё, как, больше не виснет? И я предлагаю пока не катить. Так, собрались. Слава богу. Побежали. О. Не грохнуться бы. Это было близко. Воу-воу. Ну, что, так и будем стоять? Окей, понял тебя. Подкат вообще шикарный. Хоба. Ого! Птеродон спер атомную бомбу. Бежим! Помогите! Дед. Стоп, это не было так? А, нет, все правильно.
I am curious, Иван Иванович. You talk and talk about this great subterranean city. Yet what you describe sounds strangely familiar. It does in some way bear an uncanny resemblance to the glorious architecture of Comrade Alexei Dushkin. Wouldn't you agree?
Душкин.
Да нет, генерал. I have never heard of this great товарищ Dushkin or his works.
Interesting. Because you were photographed on the steps of his marvelous Vysoka na Krasnich Varotach, shaking hands
Боже,
with
как они
the
коверкают
главный
язык.
constructor.
That was the chief designer? The sweaty little fat man with the bad hearing?
Mind your mouth, Ivan Ivanovich. And don't think you can distract me by slandering one of the great visionaries of our time. Without him, neither of us would be sitting here now.
Must remember to thank him for that, General.
А, нет, сюда нельзя. Нам надо поверху. Оп. Бедные Менковы.
Those enslaved Mink were trying to stop me. I was sure of that now.
I find myself sympathizing with them, I must admit.
No, General, then I have failed to win you over.
Uh-huh. A point of agreement at last.
Так, мы, короче, должны вот так сделать и бежать, 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 бежать. Но нас не догнать. Вот эти головоломки мне прям вообще не нравятся. Ну давай. Давай, 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 давай. Эх. Чуть-чуть не хватило. Ладно, продолжаем. Оп. Так, так. Здесь каждая секунда на счету, поэтому надо вообще быть очень. Графон тут, конечно, специфичный. Давай. У нас есть еще полчаса в запасе. О боже, шарик, давай, 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 давай. Молодец. Паркур. Оп. Вот это драйв, вот это драйв, вот это я понимаю. Ага, не догнал.
I stepped from the cable car onto a plateau at the center of the city, where a palace, a vast acropolis, stood. I was reminded of Chelyabinsk 40.
May I ask how you know of Chelyabinsk-40?
Это же как бы это
My
закрытый
Aunt
город.
Masha was a traveling tinker who married a beef investigator from Zlatoust. She told me of a secret but wonderful city in the west. An edifice of sheer power, humbly serving the will and needs of the people.
Yes, unfortunately, that story didn't end so well.
No. That's what Auntie Marcia told me. And perhaps that is why I was also reminded of it. Because the moment I touched the floor in that place, I could tell something was very, very wrong.
Братан! У нас тут город разрушается, бля. Братан мне тут сел за пару. Ужас!
The ground had begun to shake, alarmingly, and the whole city felt as if it was shuddering. I could only imagine what I would find at the heart of the vast temple.
If it isn't a giant glowing marble, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Ну да, если уже заврался, то надо продолжать врать.
A huge resin sphere that overshadowed all of the others. I caught glimpses through the twisted architecture. And it was then I saw him.
Him? The thief?
The enslaver, the tyrant, sucking the...
И грохнулся. Он пытался. О, как идет. Готов это выбивать. Побежали. Побежали? О боже, как тут все придется делать быстро. О, да. Ну ладно, я думаю, что не проблема. Ну. О боже, кто-то меня хочет друзья добавить. Как удобно. Такой, о, это чё? Куда нам двигаться? Давно проходил. Опа. Давно просто проходил, но по крайней мере могу без гайда проходить, потому что игра совершенно линейная. Но прикольно.
Drained of its power, the magical scheme. I could not save that wondrous place, General, to my shame and regret. But I resolved myself to avenge the nymph, to recapture little Orpheus, and to bring that tyrant to justice.
О! Вот это мне напоминает сцену из Индианы Джонса. Ну, я думаю, они оттуда и черпали это вдохновение. О, нифига. Паркур, новое движение. Первый советский паркурист. Или трейсер. Называйте как хотите. Важно, что нам просто надо топить. Топить изо всех сил.
Will our plucky yet careless hero fall forever through those unknown skies? Will he discover the identity of the brutal thief commanding the army of the Menk? What chance does he have of ever returning to his beloved homeland? How long can the general's patience last? All of these questions and more will definitely be answered in the next exciting episode of Little Orpheus.
Давайте следующий эпизод. История о китах и червях. Ну, давайте.
I plummeted down through that weird sky towards a great turbulent ocean that roared and swelled, a ferocious sea that offered no hope of survival. I thought of home and wept, unaware that in an instant my fortunes would be changed by an event so bizarre I almost hesitate to tell you. And it happened like this.
История о китах и червях.
A giant whale?
It was huge, General.
You were swallowed by a giant whale.
Yes, General.
You look remarkably well for a man who was swallowed by a whale.
I am blessed with a strong constitution, General.
Орфей.
And I assume you are now going to tell me how you managed to escape from the belly of this giant whale.
Naturally, General. And I must say, it really was a fascinating glimpse into the interior life of one of our world's most magnificent beasts. I consider myself a wiser man after this experience.
Такой ржет какой. Как будто все норм. Все нормально. Ой. Ух ты, корабль был. Желудочный сок, который разъедает все.
It is a shame, General. People can be so closed-minded.
I, on the other hand, have little choice but to hear you out. For your own sake, Ivan Ivanovich, I must urge you to be brief.
Absolutely, General. I will tell you directly of my miraculous escape from the belly of the whale. You simply won't believe what happened next.
That is becoming a dangerously overused
Oops.
phrase, comrade.
Моя первая смерть за сегодня. Да что ж такое на сегодня? Ладно. На том же месте в тот же час. Да я не поверю, что я не могу допрыгнуть. Возможно, тут как-то по-другому. Во. Уже лучше.
And so I found myself deep within the whale's organs. A strangely beautiful place. A sort of fleshy wonderland. And so I found myself deep within the whale's organs. A strangely beautiful place. A sort of fleshy wonderland. A glade of polyps and globules. A landscape as awe-inspiring in its way as the forests and mountains of Altai. Oh, my home, General, I yearned
Altai.
and longed for, and only hoped, as I hope now, that I might one day see again.
I think we're all longing for home at this point.
Думаю, мы
With
все хотим
warm
вернуться домой.
slippers, a mug of steaming Spitzin, and a roaring fire. Not far from home, trapped inside a monstrous fish, with only the strange and evil-looking worms that infested its gut for company. With only one's dedication to one's country and mission to keep one from falling into despair. But no, General, I could not. I had to escape, to find little Orpheus and my way back to the surface and home.
Противно. Такой на него посмотрел, такой, я сваливаю.
Worms, you say, living inside the whale.
Oh, they were horrid things, those worms, General. And most unwelcome, I would say. Parasites. Remember their infestation was more of the tremendous sizes they could grow to. At that point, my thoughts were only of escape. And I had a plan.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
Туда шкуты есть. Да, конечно. Оба. Все. Получилось. Давай потянем. Не думаю, что нас за это черви по головке погладят, но выбора нет. Оп. Было близко. Вот и съели нашего Ивана Ивановича. Я стараюсь не думать о природе этих лям. Давай.
These worms, they made your nevermittly whale sick.
Wherever they attached themselves, the flesh began to turn gray and die. It was a truly distressing sight. I resolved myself to assist the whale by removing the leeches wherever I could find them during my escape.
Вот, здесь можно срезать немного. Оп! Ух ты! Ничего себе! Вот тут будет очень тяжело, чувствую. Я уже вижу. Тут придется поднапрячься. Нет. Есть. Меня музыка прикалывает в этой игре.
In my mind, it was a simple plan, General. I would climb up through the whale's throat into its mouth, then wait until it opened it to feed and swim out.
Ah, yes. Brilliant, Ivan Ivanovich. Only one or two minor flaws with it. For example, did it not occur to you that the whale will likely be deep underwater when it ate?
Вы правы, General, but I am a strong swimmer. As a child, my parents would take us to holiday near Irkutsk, where we took constitutionals in the waters of Lake Baikal. In fact, my mother often called me her маленький морской котик.
А вот и мама пришла. Мама. Мама червей. И спасает.
A giant worm for a giant whale.
At the risk of repeating myself, it was huge, General.
The Moscow University Zoological Society may be interested after all.
Да. Зоологи будут в шоке.
Let us take a moment, Ivan Ivanovich. Your ridiculous plan to escape through the mouth of the whale failing, you would now have me believe you had embarked on some misguided crusade to free it of the worm infestation. To what end, exactly?
When one suffers, we all suffer, General.
Вау. Прикольно. И вот начинаешь думать, а вот это реально произошло, или это он все выдумал?
Your ideological commitment is admirable, comrade, but...
I concluded that if I could find the root of the infestation and neutralize it, the whale could mount a spirited counterattack against the worms.
What? Спасибо, Скрибер, на всю оставшуюся жизнь. Бежим, бежим. Как я успел. Ой-ой. Оп! Съели Ивана Ивановича. Жалко Ивана Ивановича. Давай, ну же. Господи. Так, ну ладно, может у меня есть немного время. Ага, конечно. Нет. Да что тебе. Съели? Короче, придумал гениальный план, как надежный, как швейцарские часы. Мы, короче, вот так сделаем. Просто отойдем подальше, а лучше подождем, пока она как раз проползет, а мы в это время поднимемся. О, хороший план. Сработал. Так.
And then, victorious, the whale would surface to expel the remaining poisonous muck and slime from its body. And at that point, I could escape through the nearest convenient orifice. In this case, most likely the blowhole.
That is the most revolting thing I've ever heard.
Henry, we are Russians. We have withstood the sheer force of nature and history and emerged triumphant. An expedition through the nasal sphincter of a gargantuan whale is nothing to us.
Это для русского разбрыла. Ну да, а что? Ну и в чем он не прав? Тянем, потянем. Вытянуть смогли. А я вот думаю, можно ли как-то тут срезать? Вот, допустим, вот если вот так прыгать. Эй, ой, слава богу. А, и тут у нас тоже ядовитый вид, да? Не зафейлить бы. Нормально, нормально. Оп. Пойдет. О, не пойдет. Видите, он когда вытягивает, у него слишком большое это время проходит. Как это? Ой.
Спасибо, Кит. I suppose you would have me believe that the whale, was grateful to you.
Oh, well, General, that would be presumptuous. I doubt it was even aware of my presence. But I had more immediate problems. For if the whale might have been relieved by my actions, the worms were enraged.
Worms do...
Furious.
Worms
Incandescent.
do not feel...
Violently indignant.
emotion.
Demented, General. Deranged.
Enough!
Так, как червь может испытывать эмоции. Господи. Плюх. О-оу. Надо убегать. И чем скорее, тем лучше.
Where is little Orpheus? Where is my bomb? Unless you are trying to tell me the whale smoked that as well.
No, it did not, General. That would be absurd.
No, Ivan Ivановich, you are absurd. Your story is absurd. This whole ridiculous fairy tale is absurd.
Эп. Эп. Побежали, побежали. Осталось немного. Я чувствую это. Пока. Есть. Я надеюсь, конечно. Но мне кажется, нет. Все хорошо. Ох, я.
Will our brave yet foolhardy hero escape the furious worm? Will he be doomed to spend his days trapped in the innards of a bad-tempered cetacean? Where is the whale swimming to in such a rush? And what will it do when it gets there?
Боже,
Is the
рассказчик
general
просто
about to lose
хорош.
his temper and order the cosmonaut shot? All of these questions and more must surely be answered in the next exciting episode of Little Orpheus!
Сражение за землю Санникова. Посмотрим, сколько тут у нас. Порция лука — это бонусный эпизод. Так, столб мира. 1, 2, 3, 4. Думаю, попробуем еще землю Санникова пройти. И может быть... Ну, не знаю, посмотрим.
I flew from the whale's blowhole like a supersonic jet. And below me, the ocean became a sheltered bay studded with wild shapes. You will be amazed as my epic journey unfolds. For here, it was about to take a most unexpected turn. And it happened like this.
По аэродинамике у тебя была эта тройка. Сражение за землю Санникова. О, все, нога прошла. Удобно. Да. Красота. О, вот кит. Сейчас помахает хвостом.
It was a beautiful but deadly wasteland. Freezing cold, brutally chilly. Enough to kill a man in hours.
Yet here you are.
Indeed, General. An impoverished childhood playing in the streets of Omsk during those bitter winters had made me hardy.
I thought you said you grew up in Altai.
Ah, General, the life of a poor toy maker's family. We had to move from place to place just to find work.
То ли он заврался, то ли правду сказал. О, морские львы. Держи. Паркур. Воу-воу-воу. Ха-ха, перевешиваешь, братан. Надо было меньше мухать. Все. А, опять ты. О, смотрите, какой большой. Не, лучше к нему не ходить. Задавит своим авторитетом. При скафандре, наверное, удобно. Такой. Как там это? Там плакаты должны быть 10, 10, 10. Красиво, красиво в воду вошел. О боже. Красивый вход в воду, да? Оп. Оп, да? О, качельки. Даже морские львы себе развлечения. Ну ладно, айсберги тоже неплохо. Музыка тут шикарная. Я который раз уже это говорю. Ох.
Sannikov led, eh? Of course, Sannikov himself reported nothing more than a bluish fog on the horizon. Your island may be nothing more than the product of overactive imaginations.
General, consider this. Imagine taking a simple peasant, a pig shepherd, for example. I'm telling you, one day, humans would fly around the earth beyond the sky. He would say you were stark, raving mad, Saldaphone, a ridiculous козёл бородатый, a buffoon stuffed into a military uniform, a придурок, a чучело тупорылое.
This peasant of yours had better watch his mouth if he doesn't want to spend his holidays in Sovietsky. Perhaps you should return to your story.
Так, по-моему, как-то... Стоп. Немного... Во. Надеюсь, я допрыгну. Давайте. Оп. Надеяться на это. Ух. Тут даже куты есть. Очень удобно. Вот я вам расскажу, что эта игра... Вышла на смартфоны.
A hairy elephant trapped and frozen in the ice.
A mammoth?
No, General, a hairy elephant.
Мохнатый
Who
слон.
would think such a thing could be?
Бывает, однако. Мохнатый слон, блин. Так, теперь сюда. Опля. Пау. У меня такое чувство, что я не туда вращаю. Плохую тут систему отгрохали.
I trudged onwards through the blizzard, one foot grimly in front of the other, blinded by the snow, my nose becoming quite blue. My thoughts of home crushed under the weight of the plummeting temperature.
I am bored, Ivan Ivanovich, and sick to my teeth of listening to this rubbish. Let us speak plainly now. You will tell me where my bomb is, or I will have you shot.
I am just getting to that, General.
Shot! Comrade Primar! Shot with real bullets, fired from a real gun, not some ludicrous Bultavia about lost cities and dinosaurs and ink and memory.
It was a hairy elephant.
No! I will not tolerate any more! Where is the bomb, Ivan Ivanovich? Where is little Orpheus?
It was right there. It was there. At least I realized it must be.
Where?
Here?
On Sonic Land?
Yes, General. Because as the storm began to clear, I realized with a strange excitement and trepidation that I was not alone on Sonic Land.
И почему ты не один на земле, Санников? Санки едут сами.
Wait. Go back. You say these lifeboats came from Zarya? A Russian ship?
Zarya returned home, but not with all of her crew. And here were the missing lifeboats, trapped in the ice for all of these years. And it could only mean one thing.
That you are continuing to hemlock shot on my ears.
Именно.
Baron Edward von Toll. Of course, I remember reading about his tragic expedition at school. We were taught he had died a hero's death out on the icy wastes, searching for Sannikov land. Yet what if, in doing so, he had sailed accidentally into the interior, deep below the crust of the world? A fellow citizen of the surface. I had to try and find him.
Попался. Толь хохочет.
A dead explorer stole my bow.
Not dead, General, but quite insane. Perhaps it was the loss of the arm or the leg, or the long years in isolation. But Toll was clearly mad.
You should have got along perfectly then.
How I wish we did. But no, General. Whatever Toll's intention with little Orpheus was, I had no time to consider it. I was in mortal peril once more.
Реактивные сани будем догонять. Ой. Так, раз. О-о-о-о-о. Нифига. Я совсем забыл про эту фишку. Оп. О. А вот и.
So, you believe that Toll had somehow enslaved the Menkiv and bent them to his will?
I do, General. It was obvious. Why else would they serve him? And how else could they be so different from their free comrades? These odd helmets they wore, it was the science of our times. No doubt about it. Although fused with some strange crystal technology I could not recognize. To be honest with you, it didn't seem appropriate to stop and ask them.
Они, короче, замораживают эти лучи. Побежали. Давай, 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 давай. Топи, 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 топи. Вот это я успею.
This Toll, you say he was an explorer?
Yes, General, he was. He vanished some 60 years ago. I remember the story well.
And you say he stole little Orpheus?
To get home, General. To get home. I think he must have thought he could use the atomic bomb to blast his way back to the surface.
Brilliant, Iván Ivановich! And you expect me to believe that 100-year-old madman not only survived below the Earth's crust, but enslaved his Menkiv, explored the lost worlds, and discovered the secrets of atomic power, all by himself?
A Tsarist general. An imperialist. No doubt harking back to the terrible days before the Great Revolution. And Estonian.
Estonian?
Estonian, General.
They are wily people.
Ничего, что долго соображает.
away into the distance. And I sometimes wondered if I would ever find my way out. I never gave up, General.
Of course you didn't. You are a hero, Ivan.
No, General. No. I am no hero. I am a simple toy maker's son from Tomsk.
Omsk.
General?
Omsk. You said Tomsk.
I said Omsk.
You said Tomsk.
General, I think I am well aware of the city of my birth.
Perhaps all the moving around as a child confused you.
О, подстава. Такой вращаешь и думаешь, ну, там точно не будет подставы. Подстава, как она есть. Надеюсь, второй не будет подставы, а то что-то не очень-то и хотелось. О, господи. Побежали пока. Вот тут я уже не помню. По-моему, он все время тут светит. И нам надо вниз. Да, вот сюда. Да. Только бы запомнить еще этот путь, который надо пройти без ошибок, чтобы что-то получилось. О, он ушел, отлично. Главное, чтобы тут не было подставы. Да, видите, он отсюда не уйдет. Давай, топи.
On we flew across the deserted, frozen plateau. I was single-handed in my pursuit, dogged in my determination. But a great military leader, a great strategist, whereas I am simply the humble son of a watch toy maker, and driven by patriotic fever, with no regard for my own safety, I rushed blindly on.
Как его только не стошнило. Наверное, вестибулярка хорошая была. Хоба. Почти. Баба. Красиво летит. Уху. Ну тут по идее должен быть этот шлем, но у нас
Will
вот
our
такой.
courageous yet unfortunate hero drown in the depths of an inhospitable frozen sea? Will he thaw out in time to prevent Toll from detonating the bomb? Will the general holiday in Omsk next year? Or Tomsk? Or perhaps both? What exactly is the difference between a mammoth and a hairy elephant? All of these questions and more should almost certainly be answered in the next
Почти наверняка.
exciting episode of Little Orpheus!
Следующий у нас эпизод по волнам малёбки. Ну, я думаю, отложим его тогда на завтра.
Ты все закончил?
Я нет.
Чего? Чего нет?
Не закончил.
Чего нет? Я у Андрея спрашиваю.
Иди нафиг отсюда.
Я поела.
Хорошо, что сюда.
У меня, кстати, YouTube сам закрылся. Блэд.
Ты все.
Я нет.
Чего? Чего нет?
Не закончил.
Чего нет? Я у Андрея спрашиваю.
Иди нафиг отсюда.
Я поела.
Хорошо, что сюда.
У меня, кстати, YouTube сам закрылся. Блэд.
Ты все.
Я нет.
Чего? Чего нет?
Не закончил.
Чего нет? Я у Андрея спрашиваю.
Иди нафиг отсюда.
Я поела.
Хорошо, что сюда.
У меня, кстати, YouTube сам закрылся. Фу. Ладно, давайте. Всем пока. Увидимся с вами завтра. Как раз пройдем эту игру. Ой, надеюсь, разберусь с этой проклятой системой битрейтов. Тут достал уже. А то достал ее каждый раз настраивать.